Wonderful being the bane of someone's life. When I started the Centre for Deaf Studies about 18, 19 years ago, UJ didn't want us, and neither did University of Pretoria, because no one wanted to take on deafness. They were all too scared, and they said it. When I came to WITS, I was then so desperate to come to university. I said, look, don't pay me a salary, just give me an office, I'll pay our own telephone bill. Just give us an office. And WITS was so thrilled, they said, well, if it's going to cost us nothing, we'll just give you an office. And 10 years ago when we started High Hopes, the then Vice Chancellor said to me, but we don't work with babies. This is a university. It's, post-school. And I said to him, if no one else is going to do it, then the Centre for Deaf Studies has to. And so it's just so wonderful looking back. I can't believe we're 10 years old.
High Hopes is an early intervention program for families and their deaf babies in South Africa. Today we celebrate their 10th anniversary. When I was born, my parents didn't know what to do when they discovered I was deaf. They didn't know where to go or how to deal with deafness. People were labeling me, oh shame, she's deaf. I realized that they did not have the right resources, information and access on how to deal with it. Today we have High Hopes. Wow.
Every day, 17 babies are born deaf in South Africa. And it's an organization like High Hopes that plays a critical role in supporting these children and supporting their families. And I think for them, the most important thing is they offer family-centered, home-based support and information aimed at ensuring the holistic development of the infant into a young child, into a young adult, and actually helping them to cope and deal with the hearing loss.
What made you decide to host this very special event?
Eunice from High Hopes and Carla came to see me about an idea for fundraising, an event. So when we got to chatting, I said to her, do you know that my husband's brothers are also deaf, so you don't have to convince me. So I think within the first 5 minutes of the conversation, I said, it's done. We're going to have this fundraiser.
Tell us briefly about High Hopes. Families don't know what to do when they discover their baby has hearing loss. We help those families by providing them with all the options like hearing aids, cochlears, sign language, and speech therapy, etc. Many doctors misinform mothers, and that's when we provide support to them. For example, explaining the importance of sign language. Let's take a trip down High Hopes memory lane.
Hello! Today we're at High Hopes to have a team discussion.
So with the High Hopes home visits, what Karen can do is offer you all the information on cochlear implants, give you all the lessons as you're interested, as questions come up, as you hear about things. If you've heard something and you want to know if it's true or not, or if you feel a certain way about it, that's something Karen could discuss with you in your home visits so that you can make an informed choice, so that you know about all the options. And that's purely for you to be aware of all the options so that you know of everything. So that when you make a decision, it's an informed choice. And it's something that you've made with having all the knowledge, all the information, everything, so that it's a choice you've made and it's right for you, Troy and Talia and your whole family.
We'll check her language again in 3 weeks' time, and we'll see if she's on par, because the last time we did it, she had, there was 0 language delay. So basically her language was on par with her age.
Great.
I agree.
Thank you.
When deaf children are born, they are born with exactly the same capabilities and intellectual capacity as all of us. And if you think back to either your own children or your siblings or children of your brothers and sisters, seeing this little child develop into this little munchkin of a 3-year-old with a full personality, sense of humor, and fully developed language, our deaf children never get that chance, because most of them are identified after 3, which is devastating. And after 3, the brain development and language is in place. And therefore a deaf child has then got that huge gap for the rest of their lives. And research says if the child's not identified by 6 months of age, that gap will never be caught up. And so our role as early intervention is then also to be the bane of the lives of doctors and nurses and pediatricians and ENTs as we encourage them to start screening for hearing loss with for babies. Every baby born in the developed world is screened for free.
My name is Karen. I'm from High Hopes. I've come to visit the family on a home intervention today, and we are going to be doing the language development scale. So we assess Talia's language development every 4 months, and we are going to see how her language has developed over that time. We have now finished with today's visit, and I have finished the language development scale, and we have found that Talia's language is about 9 months ahead. So we're very, very happy with that. She's using very good sign sentences, she's using a few spoken words, which means that she's getting good benefit from her hearing aids as well. So overall I'm very, very happy with her developments and with Troy and Colin's input.
How many parent advisors have been trained? I would say so far, we have a new name for the parent advisors. They're now called Home Interventionists, HI. We've trained over 100 HIs. Their role is to support families emotionally, provide information, and teach the family certain skills. How to communicate with their child, how to do different things visually with their child, how to read to their children, and how to talk about problems. Those 3 things, emotional support, teaching skills, and providing information, empowers the parents. How many deaf mentors completed the course? For now, we only have a group in Gauteng, but soon we'll train in the other provinces. In Gauteng, we've trained 50 deaf mentors. They trained on how to interact with the family, how to teach sign language and deaf culture to them. We teach the mentors to be confident because when they go to a family, they can see a strong, confident deaf person. In so doing, the family can see that their own deaf child can be like that. How many babies have been helped in the past 10 years? So far, about 1,600 families and their babies.
A deaf child when you've got a partner. And so our intervention is a partnership. Families really feel as equal partners. They're not coming to us as we are the therapists. They don't pay us for a service. They don't feel like they owe us anything. We become a partner in this journey. And once the child turns 3 and they go to school, we get photographs. We've got kids that are now teens because they joined our program at 2 and 3. So now they're 13 and 14-year-olds. We get photographs. We've been invited to bat mitzvahs. We know that we're going to be invited to weddings and graduations, and we just want to, again, that's why we're here to celebrate.
What is the biggest achievement of High Hopes during the past 10 years? High Hopes is the only one of its kind in Africa. That makes me feel proud. Secondly, we finally have Thrive to 5 family support services as a partner. Nowhere in the world is it like this. Organizations like High Hope support families, and partnering with Thrive to 5 has boosted our influence. I'm proud that High Hopes is still alive, and I'm proud that we'll go on for another 10, 20, 30 years. I love everything. Briefly give us your vision for the next decade. We're currently in 4 provinces. In 5 more years, we must be national. We've had requests from many African countries, and we must expand into Africa. We would like to support families that have blind children, cerebral palsy, or other disabilities, as those families have no support. Once High Hopes, that is supporting the deaf, has expanded into Africa, we'd like to start supporting other disabilities. They desperately need support. We dream big.